I'm Sethu Malala, a grand finalist for that Voice public speaking competition in the Interpretive reading category. Join me as I'm about to read to you and immerse you into the world of a book named A Man Called Ovi by Frederick Backman. As the name suggests, the book is about a man called Ovi, a 59-year-old, grumpy, and not so well-adjusted man in society who doesn't understand technology, finds young people to be stupid and patronizing, and struggles to deal with and accept the loss of his wife. The author has a unique, heartfelt, and humorous way of portraying his characters, and can even make a grumpy, old, antisocial man like Ovi seem a bit charming. The part that I'll be reading is Ovi's first interaction with his new neighbors, which gives us perspective into just how grumpy, angry, annoyed, and confused he can be. But the new neighbors seem to receive him quite well for a man who was hurling insults at them. I will begin reading in 3, 2, 1. Ovi whips open the green floral curtains, which for many years Ovi's wife has been nagging him to change. He sees a short, black-haired, and obviously foreign woman aged about 30. She stands there, gesticulating furiously at a similarly aged, oversized, blonde, lanky man squeezed into the driver's seat of a ludicrously small Japanese car with a trailer, now scraping against the exterior of Ovi's house. The lanky one, by means of subtle gestures and signs, seems to want to convey to the woman that this is not quite as easy as it looks. The woman, with gestures that are comparatively unsubtle, seems to want to convey that it might have something to do with the moronic nature of the lanky in question. Well, I'll be bloody! Ovi thunders through the window as the wheel of the trailer rolls into his flower bed. A few seconds later, his front door seems to fly open on its own accord, as if afraid that Ovi might otherwise walk straight through it. What the hell are you doing? Ovi roars at the woman. Yes, that's what I'm asking myself, she roars back. Ovi is momentarily thrown off balance. He glares at her. She glances back. You can't drive a car here. Can't you read? The little foreign woman steps towards him, and only then does Ovi notice that she's either very pregnant or suffering from what Ovi would categorize as selective obesity. I'm not driving the car, am I? Ovi stares silently at her for a few seconds. Then he turns to her husband, who's just managed to extract himself from the Japanese car and is approaching them with two hands thrown expressively into the air and an apologetic smile plastered across his face. He's wearing a knitted cardigan, and his posture seems to indicate a very obvious calcium deficiency. He must be close to 6.5 feet tall. Ovi feels an instinctive skepticism towards all people taller than 6 feet. The blood can't quite make it all the way up to the brain. And who might you be? Ovi inquires. I'm the driver, says the lanky one, expansively. Oh, really? Doesn't look like it, rages the pregnant woman, who was probably 1.5 feet shorter than him. She tries to slap his arm with both hands. And who's this? Ovi asks, staring at her. This is my wife, he smiles. Don't be so sure to stay that way, she snaps, her pregnant belly bouncing up and down. It's not as easy as it looks, the lanky one tries to say, but he's immediately cut short. I said right, but you went on backing up to the left. You don't listen. You never listen. After that, she immerses herself in a minute's worth of haranguing in what Ovi can only assume to be a display of complex vocabulary of Arabic cursing. The husband just nods back at her with an indescribably harmonious smile. The very sort of smile that makes a decent folk want to slap a Buddhist monk in the face Ovi thinks to himself. Oh, come on. I'm sorry, he says cheerfully, hauling out a tin of chewing tobacco from his pocket and packing it in a ball the size of a walnut. It was only a little accident. We'll sort it out. Ovi looks at the lanky as if the lanky one has just squatted over the hood of Ovi's car and left a turd on it. Sort it out. You're in my flower bed. The lanky one looks ponderously at the trailer wheels. That's hardly a flower bed, is it? He smiles, undaunted, and adjusts his tobacco with the tip of his tongue. Nah, come on. That's just soil, he says. He persists, as if Ovi is having a joke with him. Ovi's forehead compresses itself into one large, threatening wrinkle. It is a flower bed. The lanky one scratches his head as if he's got some tobacco caught in his tangled hair. But you're not growing anything in it. Never you bloody mind what I do with my own flower bed. The lanky one nods quickly, clearly keen on avoiding further provocation of this unknown man. He turns to his wife as if he's expecting her to come to his aid. She doesn't look at all likely to do so. The lanky one looks at Ovi again. Pregnant, you know, hormones and all that. He tries with a grin. The pregnant one does not grin. Nor does Ovi. She crosses her arms. Ovi tucks his hand to his belt. The lanky one clearly doesn't know what to do with his massive hands, so he swings them back and forth across his body, slightly and shamefully, as if they're made of cloth, fluttering in the breeze. I'll move it and have another go, he finally says, smiling disarmingly at Ovi again. Ovi does not reciprocate. Motor vehicles are not allowed in the area. There's a sign. The lanky one steps back and nods eagerly, jogs back, and once again contorts his body into the underdimensioned Japanese car. Christ! Ovi and the pregnant woman mutter wearily in unison, which actually makes Ovi dislike her slightly less. Thank you.